Hi. Okay. So we're going to talk about what's happening in the market for 2026 or what we think might be happening. So we've been having our reviews and kind of going over what happened in 2025 and how we can sort of see what's going to go on in 2026. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, this might give you some ideas on what's going to happen and if it's a good time to buy or sell. So one of the things that I'll get into real quick is I think we'll talk about the buy side and kind of lean in towards the sell side. So if you're possibly looking to sell, it might be towards the end, so I apologize. So one of the things that we learned is that the average buyer is about 35 years old today, and that more women are actually buying as single people than ever in history, which is great. Go women, yay. All right, but on the other aspect of it, though, 2025 was kind of a stagnant year. The market was not great for a lot of people. It also uh, is kind of this thing where sales didn't make sense. So as sellers were selling, some things were selling super fast, and we're talking like maybe it needed a lot of work, it wasn't that pretty looking, whatever the case may be. And then there were some homes that were absolute gems that were just, you would think were going to sell super fast because they were so unique, and they weren't. They were taking forever to sell. So there's a lot of no rhyme, no reason that really happened in Atlanta, and that was based not only on my opinion, but just a lot of other agents. It was really hard to be able to accurately tell sellers what we thought were going to happen with their home, because we would get super excited. We would get super stoked and thinking that it was going to be an easy sell, and then it would actually turn out to be a really tough one. But given that, what was happening was that a lot of homes seemed to be getting price reductions or not selling at all. So what does that mean for a market? Are we in a buyer's market? No, actually, we're not. We're not even, we may be heading sort of towards one, but still we don't see a buyer's market within the close foreseeable future. So we are going to see a 20% increase from 2025 to 2026, but in inventory, but that still is less than what was around in 2019. Okay. And also another thing to consider is that if you are interested in buying, the interest rates are lower than they have been in 3 years, which is really amazing if you are interested in buying. So it's sitting at 6%. Now that's not super low, that's not super high, but if there's ever a good time to buy, the answer that you're always going to hear is today. Today is always the best time to buy. It doesn't matter what kind of market you're in. Now, if you're looking to buy and sell, you're not going to really be affected by the market so much. That's not a guarantee. You know, you may have a home that does sell really well, and you also may have a home that you lose a little money on because you maybe bought at the height. But the idea is that if you are looking to transition, you'll be affected by one side and the other. So if you are buying, you'll probably get a good deal on the next home, but you may lose a little bit on the home that you're currently in. So the people that it really only benefits are the people buying into the market, and the people that it may not benefit as much are the people selling out of the market. Now, are sellers losing money at this time? Short answer, no. I haven't had a seller really lose money at the moment. Are they getting as much as if they paid for it in 23? Also, no. Right now, I've noticed that people that bought 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe even 4 years ago, they're not able to sell it for the price that if they bought like way above what they paid for, they're not able to get that price back. But since it's been about 4 years and they've paid things down, they're usually breaking even at a certain point. So I can't say that I've seen any sellers lose money just yet. They're just not earning a whole bunch of money that they would normally get after a 4-year or 3-year appreciation. Do we expect that to turn around? I'm sure in time things will. But to give you a better idea, just to kind of show you, I think since 2020, the prices have increased a significant amount. So if you were in 2020 and thought there was a height and you wanted to wait and you're like, no, there's a bubble, it's going to crash. And like right now we're in the 2025, 2026 market where it's a big stagnant, kind of things are a little stale, as I would say. The home prices went up from 285 to the mid 400 ranges on average. So That's just to give you an idea. Now, is that true for every single home, condo, or townhome that's been sold? No, not really. But that's just to give you an idea that there aren't people that are losing money, and you haven't really gained anything by, waiting either. So if you are looking to buy, the answer is always and proven that today's the best day to do it. And not every market's the same. So there are people that are making a ton of money off of their homes that are selling today. So it just depends. But that's why you call us for evaluations. Now, if you are looking to sell your home, that's where we need to be a little bit careful. I need to go over, when did you buy it, how long ago it was, what does the market look like currently, and you can check kind of like all these things out through some automated stuff, whether it's through Zillow or something that a realtor can do for you, or even a CMA that we can complete for you. And that'll give you an idea of what buyers are telling the sellers at the moment. So I have a great listing that's coming up right now where she has a new job opportunity and she actually has to move. She doesn't have a choice. People always have to move. People always have to buy. And so she bought less than 2 years ago, and what she's looking to get for a home doesn't look like what buyers are saying they're willing to pay today. So will she lose money? Yes, but it's one of those kind of things where she's also getting a relocation deal package, so there's going to be a lot of those costs alleviated. But it's just one of those kind of things where we really have to evaluate, does it make sense for you to sell? What looks more promising? Does it look better for you to rent out your home or your condo versus selling it right now and let the appreciation continue? Or does it make sense to go ahead and alleviate that cost and get into a new home that makes you happier or just really fits your lifestyle needs? But other than that, for what we see going on, inflation should, be a little bit calm based on what's being reported. Now, if that'll actually happen, we don't know. There's a lot going on in the world that's really going to affect the real estate market. But at the end of the day, if you think that you're going to stay somewhere for 3 or 4 years, it's probably a solid, idea that you can do things a little bit more confidently. But if you're thinking that you're only going to be somewhere for 1 or 2 years, or maybe less than 3 years, it might be better to stay somewhere that's a little bit more fluid. But anyways, if you have any more needs, that's just general advice. Feel free to reach out to us here at Dallas Estates, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.